Staying focused as a faith-driven entrepreneur is hard. Many of us are solopreneurs with so many responsibilities outside of our businesses. So how can we get focused to do the things that we know we need to do to be successful? I have found that it takes a community. Why? So that you can build supportive, collaborative, and motivating relationships that will give you what you need to be successful. This means finding a business community that gives you a strong sense of belonging. It also means using the resources and activities that help you cultivate consistency in your own business. And it means embracing accountability with fellow entrepreneurs who share your values and want to see you accomplish your goals. Doing all of this inside a faith-driven business community is not a hindrance. It is a powerful ally on your entrepreneurial adventure. So join us, wise woman, as Mary and I delve into these three secrets of staying focused within a business community by 1, fostering that sense of belonging, 2, practicing consistency that motivates you, and 3, understanding the significance of accountability for your business growth. We're about to show you how the right community can really enhance your business success and with your faith as your guide. I'm DeneenTB.
And this is Mary Alore.
Join us as we talk through these 3 things that will give you more focus to do what God is calling you to do in your business. This reminds me of one of our clients, Marie, and that one time she came with so many wins that had happened for her inside our community. Did you remember that?
Yes, I remembered it, and I knew we were going to talk about it, so I have it here.
Oh, okay.
She posted a comment in our Call and Clarity community, and you want me to read it?
Sure, that would be great.
Okay.
Let people know what people are saying.
Okay. So she said, "Hello, everyone. I just wanted to share with you that I've been working more consistently with good intentions for the last few months. And I also worked on my fear of not feeling good enough at times." Hello, don't we all do that? And being able to let go more and let God be the CEO of my business and the provider. It actually paid off. I have 3 clients who contacted me last month, and they want me to be their photographer for multiple shoots that they need this month. So I encourage you not to give up and letting go. Thank you, Deneen and Mary, for your help and support since the beginning. I really appreciate it, Marie.
I love that she found consistency from being a part of the community. And she also learned to put God as the CEO, the chief everything officer of her business. Talk about faith and business coming together.
I know, it's perfect. It's a perfect example.
Exactly. I love that.
Yeah, it's good. So before we get going on, we want to remind everyone to subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening on a podcast, make sure that you're following us and give us that 5-star rating. And of course, please do share this episode. We would love that.
Yes. Share the YouTube channel, share the podcast.
Yes.
Share. We want more people to see this. And the more that you do it, the more people will see it or hear it. So yes, please. Okay. So Mary, for years and years, I've been an advocate of this combining faith and business, just like we heard from Marie, right? Actually, this, my motto is that you have to grow your faith so that it fuels your business.
Yes.
There is this transformative power when you do make God the CEO, the chief everything officer of your business. And one of those key elements for that is staying focused as a faith-driven entrepreneur, as a Christian within a business community, is to really have that sense of belonging when you feel connected with those like-minded people, those other individuals who share your values. It really becomes a powerful source of motivation. Have you found it to be motivating?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because we all want to belong. We all want to belong somewhere to we all have that urgency and need to belong. So we have events that we hold consistently that help each other feel connected and, grow with each other. Like we have our co-working every
Mhm,
week, every Wednesday. I mean,
mhm.
if you can't make anything else, you can come to co-working and get something done and feel like
Exactly,
you
exactly.
belong with our group.
Yeah, I mean, God created us to be communal creatures. That's how we are. That's why we have family units and neighborhood units and village units and all the things that have
Right.
come together. And I think we've lost a lot of that. So being intentional about being inside of a community, and then that community intentionally creating places for connection, for
Yes.
belonging, is truly important. Because really, we first and foremost have to seek out business communities that really do, first of all, align with our faith and our values. And I think of things that maybe you've tried in the past. I know I've tried in the past. We have gone to online forums. Maybe you've gone to some local meetups, even the social media groups that you belong to. They can really be great platforms to connect with other people who are Christian entrepreneurs, and because that share your belief. But really, those communities, they may have elements that you need,
Oh,
but do they have everything that you need, really? Because I think that if you belong to a Facebook group, it's kind of like one
no.
level.
Yeah, and it's kind of a shallow level because everybody's just out there trying to sell their stuff and they join with the purpose of not really being in the community, but to sell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
promotion, promotion,
Promote. I
promotion.
should say
Yeah.
that. Promote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it seems like. It, like you said, it's a surface connection. And
Yeah.
and I know in my larger community on Facebook that I have, Christian Women Entrepreneurs and Business Owners Network, before people come into Call and Clarity. That's what I have to always reject people, because they're just trying to put their post in, even when the rules say this is what we do in this group, right?
I
This is what we
know.
do. So, and other groups have different focuses. Even though I try to do questions, I want people to really explore what God's calling them to do. Not everyone appreciates that. So there's not not all 3,800 women are like clamoring to put comments in everything
No,
or anything like
no.
that, because they're there for a different motive. It might be to put the promote, and other groups are focused on things like just how much money they can make, right?
Right. Yeah. We're definitely, I gotta say, we're definitely countercultural in that regard when it comes to social media and um, you know,
Right.
that
And
you moderate your social media well so that people aren't deluged with all that stuff.
and I've been told that people really appreciate the fact that I really moderate well, so that they don't get lost and that they can see the posts that I've put for the week and
Right.
understand, what day they can actually promote and things like that. And that
Right.
it doesn't get convoluted with, the whole feed being a mess, so you can't find anything.
Yeah.
But really belonging to any type of community really is about building genuine relationships, and that really takes time, and it's not really something you can do on an online forum or even at a meetup once a month, or in a Facebook group. You can't just pop in just when you have an urgent need to ask a question and think that you're building relationships and think you're going to
No.
feel that belonging. It's really important to attend the events that are set up, engage in the different discussions and times for Q&A, whether it's Q&A or mastermind or networking or whatever it is, and
Right.
really show that you're there to support the other people on their entrepreneurial
Right. Right.
journey.
It's important to show up, just show up and you don't have to have to participate, but just being there and letting other people see you and see that you care is so important.
Right. I know I belong to a group that it's an online group like we have, but it's for different focus. It's for my writing. And I was doing, taking in all the information, all the resources, and doing all of that, but I didn't feel that belonging until I started to show up for other things. So first of all, I showed up for like the Q&A session. I didn't always have a question, but I was just, they saw my face, they saw me there, and I was listening, right? And then the next part was, just commenting. We have a lot of things that are streamed into the Facebook group that are, editors and agents and things like that. And just like pay attention to the chat, and commenting in the chat helped me to feel like I belonged a little bit more. And now I've even gotten into one of the peer-led groups for critique in nonfiction, because I'm writing nonfiction. So it definitely was taking these smaller steps into the different activities. So now on Fridays, when they bring like, what is going to happen next week, or on Sunday, I can't remember what day it is, I look at it and I go, what can I plug into this week with the group? I don't always have to plug into everything, but what can I fit in? What's going to be a benefit? How is that going to help me belong to the thing?
Yeah, that's such a good example, because doesn't it help you like feel motivated to want to do more and to stay focused?
Yeah, and people are getting to know me, and I show up and they're like, oh, hi, Deneen, and that kind of thing. It makes you feel better. It's really strengthens that sense of belonging. It makes it easier for me to stay motivated, and it helps me to focus, because like I know on Thursday I need to go to group and I need to have something to show.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's good.
So, all right. Well, let's talk about consistency. I think that the belonging is great, and finding your people is awesome. And that's what we want to help do with Calling Clarity. But we got to talk about consistency. This is one of those things that if we don't do it, we're not going to be successful. It's actually the cornerstone of being successful as an entrepreneur, especially as a faith-driven entrepreneur. This consistency is not just about your routines and things you do every day, but it's also about aligning your actions with God and His Word, and making sure you're there, putting Him first, right?
Right. Yes. And that's what we stress. I mean, we stress being in the Word every day, and journaling. We really put an emphasis on that, and being consistent first with God, meeting with the CEO, and growing in your faith. It really helps you to support what you're doing and live out the Great Commission.
Oh, definitely. I love it. That's what I loved about having Marie's testimony today, is that people start using your language. I've talked about God being the CEO, and I always talk about the fact that, if God, if a real boss, if God is your boss, right? If a real boss in the real world said, hey, come into my office, we have to have a meeting, you wouldn't be like, no, I'm not going to go. I'm too busy. You wouldn't do that. You get fired. Yeah, you'll get fired. And so we need to treat God like He is the CEO. He is the boss. He's the one that led us into our businesses. And what is the business really for? It's really, in God's economy, in God's eyes, it's to change you to be more like the image of His Son. And what did Jesus tell us to do at the end of His time on earth? Go and make disciples. That's the Great Commission, right? Go and make disciples. And being in a community that helps you to be consistent, to then learn how to do that and really live out the Great Commission. It just gives me like tingles. I just like, it's so cool that we get to do this through business. It's like being on the front lines of everything, bringing people into a relationship with Jesus when maybe they won't go to church.
I know. Just think about all the people. As an entrepreneur, you're going to meet a lot of new people. And not that you have to be out there telling them about your faith, that kind of thing, but they're just going to see in you a difference. They're going to notice a difference, and they might ask you about it. And, are you ready to talk about it? Or are you ready to share your testimony, or just be that good witness?
Definitely.
And that's what the community really does, helps us to grow in faith, so that we are out there and honoring God with our actions. So it's so important.
I think it's also, we talk a lot about strategy, like how do we do this? What does that look like? what are biblical based principles that we can use and all of those things. And I think it really helps us, because one of the important things I know that you and I have done, and I've taken other women on, is taking time to reflect on how our business goals really do align with our faith, and
Right.
not be so, not that we shouldn't be business minded, but not to be like taking each one as a separate silo. Here's my business mind, here's my faith mind, here's my personal development mind, but that they do go together. And I love that we used to take quiet retreats all the time, locally in Michigan. We used to do that. And it was just a day to really evaluate, because we did it every quarter, evaluate last quarter and what we're going to do for this quarter. And I love what we're doing now. We had our very first one inside the community. It was
We had
really,
our reset retreat.
yeah, we called it a reset
Online.
retreat because, Deneen loves alliteration, so we got to do that. Reset retreat. And we did the exact same thing. It wasn't 6 hours like we used
No.
to spend. It was 3 hours. And I'm so excited to be doing it, to take time to do that, because I found, like you said, with co-working, when you do something consistently and you know what you're going to do next, it's easier to stay consistent. And especially if you're staying and working in harmony with your spiritual values, it really becomes easier to stay consistent, because you're fueled by a higher purpose. You know that God has this for you. And so you go, like, you get to, like I said, you get to do this. You jump out of bed every day going, I get to do this, not the drudgery of going to a job.
Right. And you want to do a good job. You want to serve well and represent God in the marketplace. So I think that fuels is a good fuel.
Definitely a good fuel. And I found that it is so true. When you're within the right community, you really learn to do that integration of faith and business, and put that faith into your everyday routine of business. Whether you decide that you start your day with prayer, or you incorporate moments during your day of gratitude, or just infusing any activity that you're doing during the day, even outside of business, infusing it with faith can help maintain consistency and just a focused mindset.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
I know that I've been, well, my goal this year is to make sure that I go to God first for wisdom for everything. And, I journal in the morning, and I now have added a second time during the day to just sit and talk and meet with God and think. And think. Cause I'm the type, I'm like, I just want to go and do it without thinking it through. So this is helping me a lot. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's John Maxwell that says that everyone should take 30 minutes a day to just think. And I don't know if he got it from someone else, but that's who I've heard say it. And that so truly is important. And it doesn't matter, like what time of the day. Right. It doesn't matter if it's first thing, if you have that time, do it then. If it's after lunch or before bed or whenever it is, then it's really important to do that. I know in my journal every morning, I have time to think. It's built right in, and I journal and I think about things and make lists and just talk to God about everything, whether it's my business, whether it's something I'm working on in personal life, and it's just growing my faith. It's so funny right now how I've been studying Daniel for a few months, and I'm only halfway through Daniel. Well, almost half. I'm on like chapter 8 or whatever, but I stopped to prepare for our new Bible study that we're going to be doing in February of 2024, if everybody's watching this later on. And it's so funny that it's about Daniel. We picked it and I didn't realize what we would be studying.
I know.
And so that was just so cool. So I'm preparing for that. So I stopped doing my big in-depth Bible study to prepare for this one. And so it's like, this morning, even I was in chapter 8 and I go, I can't wait to go back to mine so I can really start to understand this because it's really hard. But then it was so surprising is the church that we belong to is also doing a Daniel series for the
Yes.
beginning of 2024.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, Lord, if I don't understand this by the time we get
I
done.
know. It's like, God, what are you trying to show us? Tell us.
Yeah, I
Three
know.
Daniel,
I know.
three
It's
Daniel
like
things in
everything is just coming at me. So I'm like, ooh, and I thought about it this morning and I thought, because Daniel is about the end times. And I'm just thinking, are we getting so close that it's really imperative that we do learn these skills of being consistent in our faith, being consistent in our businesses, so we have more and more opportunity to reach others with the gospel, making disciples, living out the Great Commission. I know our community is a great place to learn how to do that because it's something that I have been studying for a long time now. So that's what just reminded me today. But anyway, before we continue, let's ask our listeners, our watchers here on YouTube, what are you doing right now to stay focused in your business? Do you belong to Facebook groups, like a lot of them? Are you connected to maybe a coach and their quote unquote community, which really people don't talk to each other? But anyway, so how is that working out for you? Are you getting the focus and the motivation that you need? Do you feel like you belong? And is it really helping you stay consistent? We'd love to know how you're doing. So let us know. Okay. The third thing we're going to talk about today is another way to stay focused in our entrepreneurial adventure is to seek out accountability. Now, there are lots of studies about accountability. And we know that if you have an accountability partner, it increases, and I don't know percentages off the top of my head right now, but also writing it down, also telling it out loud to even a group of people. You can be a partner. It can really help partner with you in your faith-based business. And these specific activities that we do can also help you feel accountable because you see others succeed when they talk about what they did in order to get that accomplished. And one of the things is just showing up to say what you're going to do and then doing it and then coming back and letting us all celebrate with you.
Right. Or if not, if you couldn't get it done, it's okay. We'll encourage you to get it done.
And we'll give you some strategies to maybe help you depending on what was the problem. Because sometimes the problems are unavoidable, but other times the problems are something that you could have done better, and we can always help you. We have these little clacker things that we use.
Where's my clapper?
Where's the clacker? We have these little clackers that we use when I celebrate wins with everybody. So we love it. We love it. We love it. So that's always fun. Everybody is always smiling when that happens because it can happen with individuals. You can have a one-on-one one-on-one accountability partner. I've been in different types of situations with that. One ended up being so long, and we would talk about so many other things that I got distracted. The other one was very, you talk, I talk, we got it all done in 30 minutes and it was great. You can have small groups for support like we do with the co-working and just being inside the Facebook group and helping one another in that way. They're really for encouragement. We need people to encourage us and support us, but to make us accountable as well for our goals, because only together can we really lift one another up. Right.
Yeah. And it's definitely, we always will say this is not the Deneen show, the Mirror show. We have, it's not just, it's everybody's responsibility to encourage, to do all these things, to have, accountability, encourage, check up on people. We really want it to be a group activity.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the thing. The thing is that as most of the women that we work with, not all, but most are solopreneurs, and it's great. You can't just pat yourself on the back all the time and say, oh, I did a good job, and really feel like you have accomplished something. When you say it in front of someone, then there's like this this, not that the pride that's bad, but that a sense of accomplishment, and
Right.
that gives you confidence to move into the next thing. And a lot of us don't do a lot of things because um, we're afraid, we're in our comfort
Yeah.
zone, and being in community can help get us out of the comfort zone, right?
Right. Right. Absolutely.
I think it's really important to schedule regular check-in times with others for accountability, but then also reflection times so
Mm,
that you can be accountable to
right.
yourself and to
Yeah.
God, right?
Right.
You can
Right.
really use these moments to assess your progress. Sometimes it's not about finishing the task, it's about getting a little bit closer to the goal in your task. So assess your progress, because if you don't get it done, you might feel bad, but you don't realize, well, this is where I started back here and I'm
I
actually up
know.
here, but I need to get there, but you don't see that until you get there. So
I know.
really looking at your progress, and again, sharing challenges with one another, like helping, like I couldn't get this done because of my own trip up, and we help give you strategies for that. And it really is important to seek guidance. I mean, God, especially in our community, has put other Christian women who may have already been there, done that, that can really give you wisdom, really give you guidance on some strategy, some tactics, something that can work for you as well. Really, our interactions are not just about our business discussions. They're about more than that. They're about
Yeah.
really growing us personally, growing us spiritually. We always talk about the fruits of the spirit. We always talk about, being
Absolutely.
consistent, working with excellence, having tenacity, all of these different things that God asks of us. We can grow that faster and easier inside community.
We can definitely, because and we have so many opportunities in the community for these types of discussions, for both business and faith. We have Bible study that we have 4 during the year. We have our Oikos fellowship, and then we have our business, and our networking mastermind, which is business. But we also say that if you have an issue that you want some masterminding, it can be business or personal. So we have so many different opportunities for that, definitely.
I think some of my favorite things to do are our fifth Tuesdays and our fifth Thursdays when they happen in a month. Our fifth Tuesdays is a Tuesday talk, and we set up a panel based on a poll that we take of what personal development
Right.
items would everyone like us to talk on. And we bring in our community members that are showing advancement in that are already there, done that, and can really give good guidance, good advice for those different things. So I really love the panel discussions on those fifth Tuesdays. And then we have our Clara tea, as in real tea, Clara tea, drink tea. I don't have a tea cup with me this morning. I'm still drinking water. But really that's to help us, like, really navigate some of these tougher issues that are happening in our culture, and
Right.
how do we approach them with a biblical mindset? How do we talk to people with kindness and compassion about some of the issues of today? And I know everyone knows exactly what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to have to say too much here,
Right.
but it's a discussion. I give a little presentation about it, and then we can talk through what is it, what is the morals that should be happening for Christians? What is our image of God? What does that mean? And how is the culture just twisting it? And how can we deal with people in our lives that may be caught up in this postmodern thought? And so
Right.
that, I think those are some of my favorite times as well, in opportunities to really grow in a lot of different ways for us. Okay, so whether you are a seasoned entrepreneur, or you're just starting this adventure,
Hmm.
these simple insights of belonging, consistency, and accountability are really the secret sauce. Those are the secrets to having a God-centered business, the one that you want, the one that God wants for you. Belonging to the right community makes all the difference. Now, I would love to chat with you about the Calling Clarity community and what we can offer you. I know you will find what you need to succeed, to really live out God's calling for you. Now, if you haven't considered joining us, maybe now's the time to explore the incredible benefits of belonging to a Christian business community can bring to your business, to your personal and your spiritual journey. I'll put those links down in the description for you, and you can check it out, the community, and I'll put the link for you to schedule a call with me to see, if we're a right fit for one another. Really, Mary, have we missed anything?
No, I think that we did a pretty good job. I think so. I think we covered it all.
Yeah, we covered
But
all the secrets.
the secret sauce. But we can say that we have a webinar. If you'd like to know more about the Calling Clarity community, you can sign up for the webinar. It's a free webinar, and you just sign up and you can take the webinar, watch the webinar at a time that works for you, that is best convenient for you. And it'll talk about the connection, collaboration, and cultivation inside the right community that will help you and your business grow. So I hope that you'll sign up. Of course, all that information will be down below in the description.
Okay. And that also, even if they sign up for the webinar and they have to miss it, they're going to get that replay too, right? Yeah, that's always important to know. People ask me that a lot. Oh, I missed it. Or, oh, I didn't sign up because it was this time. And we're like, yes, but just sign up. You'll get the replay, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today on the Truth in Business Show. Don't forget to do all the things, like it, share it, subscribe, whatever. You're going to get more content from us if you ring all the bells and do all the things. And remember to follow us on the podcast. Give us a review. We want 5 stars. That would be good.
Yes, please.
This is DeneenTB.
And I'm Mary Alore.
Have a great rest of your day. And as always, be filled to overflowing.